this leftover discard from when I was overdoing it for the bread. So I made sure I had enough. So this is for sourdough crackers. You have 135 grams of discard for one batch. Then you need 25 grams of flour. Okay, and then 2 tablespoons of butter melted. At this point, it's steaming, and that's fine because we're not actually looking to have the sourdough rise. We're not trying to keep it alive because it's going to go into a hot oven. So it's okay that the butter is hot. Normally we want to keep the sourdough alive, so we use slightly cooled things or just warm water. But it's okay for this to be hot. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to take here. Do salt. And again, the salt is fine because we're not trying to keep the sourdough alive at the moment. We're going to put it right into the oven. I'm going to take my spoon, and I can feel the warmth of the butter through the bowl. So if you do this, just be careful that it's not boiling hot because if you're using a metal bowl, that'll conduct heat. Okay, so just mixing it up. And I'm going to put it onto a baking sheet, and it's going to go into the 300-degree oven. And after it's in there for about 3 minutes, I use my kids' pizza cutter, and I'll cut it into the squares for the crackers. Because the consistency will change from what it is now, but this is what they look like done. We found we like this shape. You can do any shape that you actually want. Alright, I'm going to spread this out and then sprinkle some of the flake salt on it, and then I'll put it in. Alright, so I spread it into the baking pan, and I'm just going to sprinkle the salt on top. I'll put it into the oven, 300 degrees. After a few minutes, I'll cut it into the shapes that I want, and then let it bake for another about half an hour. Keep checking it though, because once it does kind of start crisping and browning, then it goes fast. See you afterward. All right, so the crackers are done. I'm going to take them out and show you what they look like. So when you make these, you can put any herbs on top that you want. We just like the salt. And you can do poppy seeds or sesame seeds, garlic salt, everything seasoning is really good also. You could just do herbs like rosemary, anything really. So depending on if you're wanting to serve it with certain kinds of dips, we just eat these plain. The kids, if they see the container of them, then they just snack. I make them as often as I can. It's a great use of sourdough discard because I don't actually throw away any of the discard. So I always try to use it in something. There are so many recipes. There's a sourdough banana bread, and you could put them in waffles and any other kind of bread. You just have to adjust your flour and water amounts if you're going to be using some of the starter in it instead. I mean, thousands of recipes. This is just one of our favorites, so I wanted to share it with you. Hope you try them and enjoy.